Yo, today's video is going to be about curating your environment, okay? So, one of the biggest things that I've noticed about myself recently is the amount of time I spend consuming content, right? Which is not inherently bad if it's the right type of content, right? And so for me personally, my YouTube feed is not in a good condition right now because the algorithm feeds you what you spend the most time watching. And if you are optimizing your feed for, let's say, entertainment, then that's what you'll get, right? And so in terms of entertainment and like just killing time and being like entertained, the algorithm absolutely does that. But the thing is, it doesn't necessarily progress me towards any of my goals. And so I realized with the amount of time that I'm spending on YouTube, it's like instinctually, okay, I'll do that to kill time. I'll do that while I eat lunch or whatever it is, right? I end up throwing on a YouTube video, right? Whatever piques my interest at the time. And then I thought about it like intently today, where I was like, oh my gosh, like if I just curated this feed where it had more stuff about topics I'm genuinely interested about, right? I sat down and I've thought about a list of topics I'm genuinely interested about that I want to learn more about because it would help me become a more articulated, more well-educated individual so that I can, just level up in all aspects of life, right? And I've been realizing that one of my goals, aside from the business aspect, but like personal development wise, a big goal of mine is to become multidimensional and to gain a lot of skills and perspectives that are unique. And so there's lots of skills that don't necessarily pertain to, let's say, self-development, business, whatever it is. Like there's things like health and fitness and, history and, politics. Those are things that fall underneath the guidelines that, as a man, you should be very well educated about many different topics as an individual. So, I thought about it some more and I was like, why I haven't been studying intently as I usually have been, and things have been kind of in a I guess I haven't been learning a lot recently, and I've just been executing a lot more than I have been, consuming information. But I realized if I were to optimize my time, because your time is the most valuable asset that you have as an individual, then I realized, okay, a lot of my time is going towards entertainment, which inherently has no value to it. It has no inherent value other than to kill time, right? So if I fill up all my time with educating myself, I still find these things entertaining because they're topics of research that I genuinely want to improve in, but it will help me progress as an individual and as a human being, as opposed to, let's say, just watching, any random stuff online. So the whole point of this was, it's great to have fun. It's great to, you don't always have to be working, improving, or moving the needle forward, but if you can have the majority of your time, like right now in the season of life that I'm in, it's all about building the foundation, and the foundation comes from understanding and learning and taking in a lot of things and putting it to action so that I can get the result that I would like for myself and my business, financially, with my relationships, my network, everything like that stems from building that foundation. So it's funny because I made that perspective shift where I was like, you know what, like I genuinely will find these things interesting because the reason why I haven't necessarily gravitated towards doing this stuff for myself personally or like, you know, filling up all my time with watching stuff that is educational is because it feels like work. And that is something I don't want to feel like I'm already doing after working freaking, you know, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. The last thing I want to do is learn something else that's going to continue to fizzle my brain out, and then I can't retain any of the information, right? So then I've decided to go ahead and introduce different various topics that I've genuinely find interesting so that I can continue to learn more about. So very interesting topic there today. And that's the main lesson that I wanted to convey, because I spent a lot of time doing that, and it's very interesting because I had a lot of time to think today. And another thing that I want to get better at as an individual at this point in time is getting better at making friends. And it's so funny when you look at everything in your life as a skill that you can improve on, because one of the things that I'm currently experiencing as an individual is the fact that it's very hard to relate to a lot of people on a lot of things, right? You know, not a lot of people, I don't mean this in any arrogant or egotistical way, but if I go out in public, there's not a lot of people that are like me, and that's by design, right? Like I am, in fact, in my own mind, becoming the top 1% of the 1% of the world. So I can't relate to a lot of people. That's just inherent, based off of the fact of where I'm going. But that doesn't mean that these people don't exist, and it's my fault that at this point in time, I don't have a network that supports these different ideas and different skills that I'm looking to go ahead and, you know, develop. So the thing that I came to the conclusion is, okay, well, I need to get better at making friends. And also getting better at just cultivating relationships and being able to speak and being able to have somebody like me. You know, I'm not saying that I'm not a likable person, but I guess there's a method to it. There's a process to it that I can collect and make a framework out of, so I can consistently grow my network. And it's so weird. It's so weird, but it's funny because I think I was looking into this, and people, it's the same thing as prospecting, where you have a pipeline of friends, right? And all you have to, and it's like sales too. It's so funny because I was just thinking about this. So funny how many things correlate to each other. So, for example, in sales, there's a sales process. You have, you know, specific stages of the sales process to take a person through, to have them come to the conclusion that your product is the solution to their problems and the solution to get them to their desired, outcome. So the same process is true to develop a friend. And so I was reading How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie today, and it was one of the most interesting thing that I came to think about, because now there's always so much tension for me at this point in time when I think about approaching people, like just out of the blue, just striking up a conversation, which I am more than perfectly fine with doing. Like, I can do it. But the thing is, the thing is about that is now having a framework. It's like sales, like, because the first thing about sales was like, it's you know, kind of intimidating, because sales is, you know, if you've never done something, it's obviously intimidating, like anything in life, right? So basically, what has crossed my mind is there is a method to making friends, and I didn't know that. I didn't think about it like that, but it's so inherently true. It's funny. So what I have came to the conclusion is, in order to strike up a conversation, is based off of Dale Carnegie's book. What I took away from it, and this is interesting because I've read that book once or twice. I read it once before. but now revisiting it, you always pull something different away from the second, third, fourth, fifth time you read something, right? So what I have taken away this time is, in order to strike up a conversation, the best way to go ahead and achieve that is by, starting with a genuine compliment. And so a genuine compliment is, easy to give. Like, oh, I really like your style. I really like your hair. I really like your smile. I really like, your watch, or whatever it is, right? Like, yeah, that's an easy way to go ahead and start a conversation. And then from there, you can go ahead and ask questions about them, right? Because people inherently love talking about themselves. So when you start and strike up the conversation, as you ask some questions, like, where are you from? What do you do for fun? Then you can continuously ask better, like, more in-depth questions to then go ahead and speak about themselves. And people like talking about themselves, and they like being listened to, because people generally prefer a better listener than they do a talker, right? So open up with a great compliment that is genuine, right? And then go ahead and ask some interesting questions about themselves. And then from there, go ahead and at the end of the conversation. Oh, wait. Okay. What I just mentioned to you guys is the third step. The second step is actually obviously introducing yourself and saying hi and asking for their name. Their name, anyone's name, is their favorite word ever. Their favorite word, according to Dale Carnegie, is your name, right? So remember their name, and every time you address them, remember to say their name. So in conversation, nice to meet you, XYZ. And then, so XYZ, what do you do for fun? Or, oh, that's awesome, that's very interesting. And then you say their name again, continue to ask more questions. And like, the more say their name and the more questions you ask about them, the more that they will actively like you. So after you go ahead and introduce yourself, ask some questions, get to know them, then how you progress from there, step 4 is then asking for their social media handle, right? So your social media handle should be curated in a way where they can see your social media page, and they can kind of get a good glimpse on who you are, what you like to do, okay? Once they go ahead and you get their social media profile, then from there, if you think they're a genuinely interesting individual, or they have some sort of value to go ahead and offer, or you guys, are cool people, then what you go ahead and do is then you schedule a time to go and actually hang out with them, go do stuff with that individual, go get dinner, go catch a movie, go for a walk, go shopping, whatever it is, right? And that's how you develop a friend. That's so mind-boggling to me, and it's so funny. That's stuff that they will never teach you in school, but that's how you develop a genuine relationship. So now that I understand that there's a framework to it, right, then there is no hesitancy when it comes to actually being able to cultivate a relationship with somebody or an individual as a whole, right? So that's huge. Another thing that I've been working on personally is self-awareness. Self-awareness is a very interesting topic as well. So you can answer a lot of the questions that you get, that you have, from just being very introspective and asking yourself quality questions. The quality of your questions determine the quality of your answers, right? So that's why the better questions that you ask, the better answers that you get. That goes for within business, and that goes for within your life. And I was thinking about that, and that has helped me. Thinking from that frame of mind has helped me with a lot of things. But being introspective and thinking about yourself as an individual, thinking of yourself from another person's point of view, and being able to you know, see how other people view you is very important in your life. You know, it's an important skill to go ahead and develop. Also, another thing, it's like, with fitness, I've been looking for a fitness coach for a minute, when I was like, shit, I could do that myself. And I think that's a bad habit of mine, where I would turn to outside sources for an answer before I even ask myself. And that is such a genuinely good frame. Oh, dude, I have really good fucking answers to a lot. I have really good answers to a lot of the questions I have. I don't know why I seek other people's answers and opinions before I consult myself. I'm probably one of the best people I could possibly ask. So I didn't recognize that until today, like recently. And that goes along with being self-aware and being introspective. So, wow. Lots of things that I'm learning, but I'm just sharing ideas, thoughts, and ideas that I'm learning with you guys along the way. And, you know, obviously these thoughts and ideas, I hope, you know, you can learn from them, and it speeds up your process of development on your journey with whatever you're doing in terms of your business, financial, relationships, whatever you're building in your life. I hope it genuinely helps you out. But thanks for watching this video. I hope you like and subscribe. Please catch me in any other videos, and I hope to catch you guys in another video soon. All right, bye.